Hi everybody, it's Claire back with another art journal video, and this is one of my favourites. So I'm playing again with some of Natalie May's brand new collage papers that are Alice in Wonderland themed. The images are so beautiful and bright and colourful, you can't help but be inspired. They're so easy to remove by using this technique, which is like just getting a water brush or a paintbrush with a bit of water on, painting round, and you get a really lovely soft edge around your image, which then you can blend more easily into your page. So I'm going to be using this image, which is like of the Queen of Hearts, and when I use images like this, I tend to look at the colours that are in the image, and I think for this one you can't help but use red on your background page. So I'm going to start off by just kind of drawing around where she's going to go so that I can leave that area fairly calm, and not make it too bold, making her fit on the page. Unfortunately, I had to chop a bit of her body off, which yeah, anyway. So just roughly outlining where she's going to be so I can keep that area white and leave it as it is. Then I have used Rouge, Cheddar and Ruby from Dina Wakley Media, so a mixture of cool and warm reds. They work really nicely together, and just kind of playing with that red colour. I mean, I think I don't often use red unless it's in a rainbow that I'm painting. Obviously, I generally don't reach for red, so for me this is like a bit out of my comfort zone, but yeah, it's fun, isn't it, to challenge yourself a little bit. So this is Sedona. I think I said Cheddar at the beginning, so I haven't used Cheddar, it's Sedona. So I've used Rouge, Sedona and Ruby. I beg your pardon, sorry about that. So this is a heart stencil from Natalie May Scrapbooking as well, and here I'm just using the Ruby through the stencil, and you can see how nicely those hearts work. So this is called an analogous colour scheme until now, when I add the pop of white back in. So using all colours that are in the same, so all reds or pinks or blues, those are analogous colours and they work really nicely together. And I think adding that white back in just pulls that white background back across the page again, and helps that to kind of work a bit more nicely together. And then, because I've got a bit of paint left on my blending tool, this is something I often do, is I just pull that round the edges and it just softens the edges of the page. And now you can see how she is going to work on there. Okay, so now as a little bit of a play with the colours, I'm going in with magenta and I'm just bringing in another little bit of stenciling onto the page too. Pink plays really nicely with red, because obviously it is red with white in. And so that's one of the reasons why it works really well. Here, this is some matte medium, which I'm just spreading onto the area where the image is going to go. These images from Natalie May, the collage paper that she uses, stick down really nicely. And if you just add a little bit of the matte medium, whatever you're using, over the top, it seals it really well. And then you can go in and add your own marks onto the top of that as well. Yes, you can see I'm just brushing over the top and then just burnishing it with my finger. That's another great way to get rid of any wrinkles. But I've never really had any problem with these collage papers at all getting wrinkly. So then I am using my Shoot for the Stars stamp with some black archival ink. So I'm bringing a bit of black onto the page. You can see there's some black on her dress. And although I was loving my background, I felt it needed some black, just to kind of make that dress feel like it worked a bit more on the page. So then I've grabbed my black fine liner and I'm just outlining some of those hearts and just pulling some of them forwards a little bit, doing some loose sketchy lines around those. And that's another way to pull the black across your page, is just to do a little bit of doodling and outlining using using a black pen. Sorry, my email bonging just distracted me there. So then I'm just using some of my watercolour pencils. I'm just drawing some more lines on her hair, just making that sort of a bit more, just stand out a little bit more really, and just having a bit of fun. So now I am using a stamp set from Darkroom Door. I think it's called Alphabet Medley, I'm not sure. Stamping out some words onto white cardstock. I'm wearing a glove because I just don't like getting black archival ink all over my fingers. It's very difficult to get off. And as you know, my daughter is a nail technician and does my nails for me. And I think she'd go bananas if I went in with black fingers. She'd not be very impressed. So, but also it's just a way to stay cleaner when you're using a stamp set like this, because obviously you are touching the stamps a lot, and they're the stamps that you have just used and just added ink to. It does go everywhere, so I would recommend wearing a glove, even if it's only on one hand like I'm doing here. So I'm stamping out the quotes. I'm going to use a mixture of larger letters and smaller ones too. This is a really lovely way to get a quote onto your page, and I think if you're not confident with your own writing, it just ends up with your page looking really lovely. I love using alphabet stamp sets. I've got quite a collection, and yeah, they just bring a different element to your page. So you can see I've stamped out all the words that I want, and now I'm cutting them out. And I'm going to start arranging them onto my page. And isn't this quote true? You're completely bonkers, but I will tell you a secret, all the best people are. I think we all have to be a little bit bonkers, don't we? So I'm just going to stick these down using some PVA glue in a fine tip applicator bottle, just because it's nice and quick. Now I'm bringing in a bit of turquoise as a bit of a contrast, so there is a pop of colour on my page, and I think this really brings this page alive. So I have a little collection of things that are great for doing mark making, and that includes a whole set of cookie cutters that are in different size circles. They're great for stamping. And here she is, the Queen of Hearts on her own page. Lots and lots of fun. I have some exciting news. These collage papers are arriving on my website very, very soon. So head over there if you want to grab some of those. They are so much fun to play with. So thanks for watching. I hope you found some inspiration, and I hope to see you again soon.